So when I get a new phone, the first thing that I do is I go into my settings and I scroll down until I can find the details for display. And I come in and I set this dark mode. So I find light mode really affects me when it comes to my migraines and my seizures. So I always set in dark mode. The other thing that I do is I select this eye comfort shield. So if I turn that off, you'll see all the colors are a lot more white. So it's kind of more blue light. Whereas if I turn it on, it's more of a yellow light, which works better for me. The next things that I do is I come in and I find my font size and my style. And you can see here I'm slightly above the average. So I think most people have it usually around these two. So I take it up to that third from the top, just to make it a little bit easier for me for reading that text. When I'm having a really bad day with my vision, I will increase this sometimes even all the way, just to make it a lot easier for me when I'm using my phone. So the next thing I do is I scroll down and I find my accessibility settings. So you can see they're down here. I come in here and I look for the vision enhancements. And if I come down on the vision enhancements, you'll see here I've got a high contrast keyboard turned on. So if I turn this off and just jump over to a text pad, you'll see this looks like the standard keyboard. Now, if I jump back and I then turn on my high contrast keyboard, what it does is it changes this to a brighter yellow. So it makes it a lot easier for me to see the different letters on that keyboard and to operate it. The other thing that's really important for me, because I am so sensitive to light, is I actually can't adjust the brightness of my phone down enough for it to be comfortable for me to read. So if I come further down, there is this extra dim option. I've currently got it turned off, but when I turn it back on, you can see suddenly it becomes a lot darker on the screen. So this extra dim actually allows your phone to go down below the standard Android settings. And so you actually get it a lot darker than you would get if you just adjusted the individual. Now, I'm going to turn that off for a second. Because this is one that I turn on and off a lot, I actually set up the accessibility button as a shortcut. So down at the bottom of my taskbar, I have this little man that looks like that's the accessibility button. And this is where I can add and use all of the accessibility features that I find are most helpful. So when I'm doing my testing, I'm going to be doing some things with TalkBack. When I'm reading lengthy documents these days, I've got a bit of a processing issue. So listening to it and reading it makes it a lot easier for me as well. And then I have that extra dim, which is, the most important thing for me on my phone, because it makes a huge difference to how I can actually read and operate my phone. So I can really quickly toggle it on or off as I need from that shortcut menu.